What's going on, gamers? Look what just went live. The ROG Xbox Ally X versus Nintendo Switch 2. Full comparison, graphics, battery, and performance. So let's see what's going down here. I have not watched it. Are we ready? Let's go. Okay, that's not bad. Do a restart. Switch 2 with 2 wins so far. Rest mode. We're testing battery, by the way. You went off before the switch? $1,000? This was the 17 watt mode, by the way, and this was the 25 watt mode. That's really good for 17 watts, though. Yeah, I'll give them that. Yeah. But if you want to turn it up to get more performance, I don't know. That's a lower mode, guys. Low demand game. Here's my thing. This is what people are going to need, though, to get that performance. If not, you have to be stuck with this. This seems like an indie thing that's nice, but this... Okay. $450. Okay, so in the 17 watt mode, it gets 5 hours. In the 25 watt mode, it gets $438. So you're going to be spending $550 more for just that? No. But that's still good for battery mode, though. You know what I mean? And not that that's bad or anything. That's cool. Yeah, switch screen is 7.9. That's 7. Way lighter. Though obviously it has better grips and stuff, but it should $1,000. Look how much more heavier that is. Yeah, the Ally has nice ergonomics. There's no doubt about that. But it should, though, like I said, $1,000. I hope so. That's good for my big ass hands. I'm totally okay with that. If I was, you know, I might get that thing, you know. Pro controller for the win. And I prefer a bigger screen too. I don't think people realize how good of a deal the Switch 2 is compared to this other stuff now. That's why I was telling people to be patient, watch this. Now they see. I mean, they're doing all that too with NVIDIA. They have more nits here. Obviously, Nintendo screen is bigger. This IPS screen is nice though, but I would take the 7.9. We're just talking about price point, entry affordability. Yeah, it's an improvement. It should be though. So let's take a look at this. They're both doing 1440p and using 720p with DLSS and FSR. You're not seeing no major difference here though. Looks like it's a little bit better over here. Yeah, a little bit more clear. What's with that flickering and all that? Switch 2 performance mode has no flickering in it. You saw that flickering on the Ally? Mm-hmm. And that's performance mode. Okay, so look. It can do 80 frames on this at 540p with FSR generation, high medium settings. 1080p, 80 frames, upscale. Switch quality mode is going to do 1080p 30, 720p to 635 with DLSS, 635, 540p in the handheld. Obviously, the ROG Ally only has one setting because it can't go docked. And then we got performance mode over here at 40 frames per second. So obviously, yeah, this will give you a nice performance, but I wouldn't get this for Cyberpunk because I'm going to be playing on my TV instead. You know what I mean? But for my handheld experience, this is obviously optimal, but it's $1,000. You're paying $550 more dollars for this. Yeah, I'm good. And I'm not seeing no huge difference here, honestly. Look at this. It doesn't look that much better. The thing is, though, is you're getting more frames. But what I've been told, too, is that when you do this frame gen on this Ally machine, the MS is terrible. Like, it's, like, very high. And it's not worth it. And that you should take it off. That's what some people were saying. So, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait. The 80 frames is nice, though. Yeah, but the problem is, though, is that it's flickering and having problems. I don't want to experience that. All over the place. That's what they're saying. Like they think that the frame gen on there is not working the way that it showed the FSR or whatever, that it's causing problems, and that to turn it off. The same thing the guy said about Forza, turn it off, and you would be better without that because it's gonna have all that mess all over the place, and it'll just be like the PSSR aspect. You see what I mean? Same thing. What did I tell you guys? Hmm. Star Wars now. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Let's not blowing it away. 1080p upscale, 1080p upscale, 635p, 635p. This is just straight up. This is dynamic. That's the difference. But once again, $450 with a dock. Do you see a major difference here? Oh, when I said I was doing my comparisons, I was talking about the regular Ally. Now you see what I mean. Do you guys want to buy the Ally now? Because this is the X. See what I mean? The Switch 2 is going to smoke that shit. Didn't want to listen to me. I remember that Kieran dude and all of them on Twitter. They were saying, oh, no, there's no way. But why is the Switch 2 not that farther away? And why they're comparing the X to it? But to this Ally comes up. You guys are not ready for the truth, I'm telling you. These Xbox players. Nice. But I'm not seeing a major difference. This looks better than this. It has more texture on it and color. This has more texture and skin. Look at the skin. It looks more colorful because DLSS has better color palettes than FSR. You can't tell me that. Look at this. That's more blurry right there in the middle. You can't see it. This looks better. Image quality wise, of course you're gonna get more frames, but what did I tell you? This is having a better image quality than the X. Is this blowing it away? Guys, what's going on? This is your X, by the way. This is your $1,000 handheld with tax, $1,100 versus a $450 machine. They could be put on a badass TV and upgraded on the dock with VR and all that. This thing is handheld only. You're gonna have to stick that to something to keep that battery charged. Switch to again. Ah, that doesn't really look better to me. The DLSS color palette is better. Watch this. I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm not making it up. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to tell. This color palette is richer. Look at that. Not like that much better. Remember, you get more frames on the Ally, but at the cost of insane MS. You would have to turn that off. All right, Hitman, here we go. Switch to. It looks like it looks a little bit clearer. All right, you guys tell me. Let's look at this right here. This has more details because you can see that coming in. I can see this right here. Yeah, this is higher settings. You know what I mean? If you zoom in, you can see these lines coming in. The Switch has that off to maintain. This version is better for sure, and it's medium settings. But it's not smoking it though. But it, like to me, if I'm going to be paying $550 more for a PC, I better see some type of improvement. Medium settings here again. Looking on the wall over here, looking at these details. I mean, it looks like it could be a little bit more, but it's kind of hard to tell, guys. I'm looking at the cloth texture here moving too. The shadows moving. Okay, this looks like it has more lighting to see more of that reflection. Looks more darker over here with shadows over there. Looks like the shadows are a little bit maybe higher over here. Yeah, it looks like it's better over here. Yeah, that looks better. This is where we see some ray tracing and stuff right here. This is what we're trying to kind of find if we can get that reflection. And the people right there seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there might be a little bit more people over here. Right, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks better. Definitely with some compromises. I mean, nah, the biggest difference we saw was in that Hitman and that whatchamacallit. So they're kind of going back and forth in ways in certain things. Well, I like this better. Yeah, this looks better over here, and it has more, and it's more solidified. This is like a back and forth here, and that's between a $450 and a $1,000 difference. Yeah, it looks a little bit more clear on the LIX. But it's not blowing it away or anything. Nah, it's just a little bit more clear on this side as a reflection. Loading times, okay. Good. It better, man, because that's supposed to be much faster for that price. Okay, good. That's not that bad though, considering what you're paying for. Okay, that's it. Once again, not that bad. Wi-Fi 6. Yeah, I don't know about the Nintendo Wi-Fi messing with the PC Wi-Fi. Honestly, I don't think that's gonna happen, honestly, because that's always been a problem. And that's odd. It never would take me that long. What the hell's going on here with that? Oh, these are minutes. Never mind. So they did it, and yeah, they did it very fast. Okay, 411. I still need to beat this game, man. I've been so busy. So they're doing turbo mode here, by the way, which at this point, I don't really care with Hollow Knight. If I'm already getting 60 or 120, what else is really gonna do? In this game, this doesn't really matter. I'm more about what can you do with AAA games. I feel like there's like some MS problems with this. Do you see this kind of like a bit of an MS feeling? It feels like there's some latency problems with this thing, from what I can see. Okay, 38, almost getting to 40. Okay. So it's pretty much holding his 40, I guess, in performance mode. So they're doing 1080p medium. That's the thing about having a PC device, so you can actually tweak the settings. That's how you know it's also not an Xbox, because you cannot tweak settings on a console. I mean, you can just tweak things around, put up all this and all that, you know what I mean? And they have to do turbo mode. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. But in turbo mode, you're gonna drain that battery though, compared to the lower watt setting. It's just the only way to get this going like this. The MS is staying in the 30 range, which is nice on the Switch. So do you guys think that Ally is going to be able to compete? A ripoff, man. The LIX is not too bad, I guess, in a certain extent, but the price tag, it should have been like $800. That would have been a lot better. So you guys get what I'm saying. The APU watt, they have to put up to 35 watts. They have to double it to get that 50 frames. You can't even get 60 on this game. You see, otherwise it's 38. And guys, they have to use upscaling to do this. So what do you think that is without that on? He's getting 4952, and that's with the APU being at 35 watts. Switch is like 10 watt power. It's doing this at like 10 or 9. These are just 1735. The drawing power of the handheld. As you see, it's GPU demanding because it's used like 97%. Yeah, the only thing disappointing about this is the 30. It should have been able to go past that. Ooh, don't need to see it that much. Okay. So they have to do 1080p FSR quality medium settings with turbo mode to get the 40 and 32. They got to do that to get that much more than the Switch, which is running a 10 watt power draw. And $550 more plus tax, 600 and something more. You're seeing this, right? They're not even getting 60. With FSR on. Medium settings too, not even high or ultra. I told you. So you're kind of getting a Series S, but a little bit sometimes better than Series S performance, and even then, not. How much was that console? $300 I watch or whatever? Not anymore though. I mean, guess that Okami game or whatever that Capcom made. All right, looking at 60 frames with 1080p FSR performance. Got to do turbo mode again and balance settings. And they're using, like you said, a 35 watt, triple the power that the Switch 2 is using. And it's using 98% of that GPU in there. Well, let's see, what do we got next here? Steam Deck, Switch 2, ROG Ally, 30 and 40. Yeah. You said battery mode, AC connected. And they have on frame gen as well. Where Nintendo gets that. That's the difference that people don't understand. They have to use frame gen and all that, and you see what I mean? So if Nintendo gets frame gen from the video, that's going to tell you a lot for $450, which I guarantee you they're working on it. So you guys kind of get the idea here of what I've been telling you. You see the Switch 2 is not that far behind this thing, and in some cases you saw the image quality was actually pretty good. Obviously, the CPU in there is a lot better than the Switch 2, so that's why they're able to get those frames and stuff with the NPU and putting on all that. But for $1,000, I'm not impressed at all, and I told you. So do you seriously think the Ally is going to be able to compete with the Switch? No. It's going to lose most of the time, and I said that. So let me know what you guys think about this. Like, comment, subscribe. Just trying to get you the truth over here. This thing is overpriced. Later.